What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and this is the second video for today. So if you're watching this video first, the reason I didn't have a video for the last couple of days, I actually forgot my charger at work, and I also had to shoot a commercial today. So I could release both these videos out at night, I guess at 11 p.m., but I'd rather just have them during the normal time when I normally release my videos at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So both these videos will be coming out. The other video I did, I revisited the Eldritch Monarch deck, so I really recommend checking it out. It's pretty cool to look back on that one. But today I'm going to be using ABC Cyber Dragon and Raidraptors, and I'm going to be taking on top meta decks, and I'll see if I can beat them, because I think there's some casual strategies that I've showcased on this that just really can't beat them unless they open like perfectly. So let's see what I can do against these two. First one I'll show you is kind of like a one-off, and then I'll show you a match I had with Invoked Dogmatika. He does have one form of interaction in Effect Failure here. Let's see where he chooses to use it. I'm going to go ahead and use Nasher and maybe summon back the Cyber Dragon, but he goes to Effect Failure, and it's like, wow, that's crazy. I don't know if I would have used that. I have Machine Dupe in my hand, so I'm obviously going to be able to do pretty well for myself. And I don't know if I would ever use Fleur-de-Lis at 2. I mean, I'm not really familiar with the Dogmatika engine, so I guess I can't really say with total certainty. And here I use, obviously, Galaxy Soldier. I could have gone into Constellar since it's 2 level 5s, but I'd rather use Red Eyes Fusion. First of all, it gets those bricks out of my deck, technically bricks. Well, I mean, Red Eyes Fusion isn't one, but I'd rather use the effect of Predator Plant Verde and Anaconda, So I have 2 forms of interaction here. He has an Nadir Servant. I have another answer. His hand was already reduced because of the hand trap that he kind of wasted, which is pretty cool. So let's see what a match can do against this deck. In this case, I did win the dice roll, so I am going first. He does have the Ash Blossom, so we'll see where he uses that. So far, nothing has been Ash Blossomable. So he used it for one of the search, and technically that's the right answer. I mean, technically, but because if I didn't have the other one in my hand, I wouldn't be going to ABC, but it really wasn't my objective to go into ABC in the first place. I mean, I already had other options too, but I am going to go into Infinity and ABC. So off of basically a 1-card combo, I got 2 forms of interaction, which sometimes is enough, sometimes isn't. He does have the Nadir Servant. Surprised he didn't send Elder Entity, but I guess he's really confident he's setting himself up for next turn. And he goes ahead and summons Maximus, and I really kind of make a mistake. I really shouldn't have sent Appaloosa here, but I'm trying to look through my extra deck. I should have sent Constellar Pallades probably, because now I could have gone into Appaloosa and then back into ABC, which probably would have been better. That's honestly a mistake on my part. Let's see if I'm able to recover at all. Fleur-de-Lis is really important. And so I guess that's really the reason I need to go into Elder Entity. A couple cards get destroyed. I still negate the Fleur-de-Lis. I make sure that I can special summon again. And I feel fine because I know, even though this says attack is bigger, I'm going to be able to use the effect of ABC Buster again. Now he sells Elder Entity. I'm going to go ahead and banish this Kaiju. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And, that way I don't just go straight -1. And now I have these cards. It's really just for defense at this point. It really feels like he opened with everything he could possibly ever need. But in this case, I didn't have any important extra deck monsters on the field, which is pretty crazy. He leaves me 2 monsters on the field, so it's not bad at all. And I do also have Overload Fusion. I can destroy this trap card, but I don't think it actually can use an effect anymore. I don't think anyone runs 2 in their extra deck. And I'll pause it real quick. I just want to go back because I know that happened really fast. I sent Hertz and Core, and I didn't have a Core in my graveyard, so it was really like a 5,000 IQ type of move, because once Hertz is going to let me add Core let me search, which ended up being important. And Nasher's going to, and they'll let me add, off the search from Core, I was able to add my Cyber Repair Plant, which was able to give me my Nasher. Nasher summons Infinity, which is cool there. Now, I could have ended the game, I think, pretty easily. Because Cyber Dragon was summoned from the graveyard, it actually can destroy, but I ended up just bulldozing through it 1,000 times with Chimera Tech Dragon. I had enough for game anyway, so it didn't really matter. And let's see what if I can do going second here. Really important interaction I want to show you, which is really like, this deck technically does have an advantage against this deck specifically. I don't know if it's Dragon Link or anything like that. I guess I'll have to visit that again someday. But I'll show you real quick. Obviously, Makaba is going to be a pretty normal thing. So he has two forms of interaction here. Let's see what I'm able to do. And the thing is, Mechaba is a machine monster. So he used all of his interaction for the turn right here. I got rid of Mechaba. Lancia does absolutely nothing for the most part. I mean, yes, it does stop ABC from coming on, but I have two other really important negate cards in Infinity and Dragoon. Although I think I'm only able to put Infinity, but he's burned through a lot of his resources, so it's not the best end board. But I did break it, against a few forms of decent interaction. I'm obviously going to negate this. He goes to get rid of Tactical Talents, and I think it was because he was scared of being domain locked. But he was going to top deck this Ecclesia. And this is kind of a Cyber Dragon on the field. And it's like, GG, bro. I guess you technically don't know that Ecclesia is going to be on the top of your deck, but that's pretty crazy. So what can Raidraptors do against Dogmatika Invoked? And he does have the Ash Blossom. We'll see where he uses it. I've changed my Raidraptor deck basically just to be full of like extenders for the most part. So he uses the Ash Blossom there, which is really great, but I did already have one. This is going to be coming out in Phantom Rave, obviously. I'll be doing a new deck profile. The deck is significantly better with all the new support, obviously. So instead, I don't have full combo, but because I did use my Strange Lanius as an extender. It's kind of like Fuzzy Lanius for the most part, but eroded in a sense. That's what Strange Lanius is. But I have tons of monster negates now, so I'm not really too worried. I mean, he can go try to use this, but it's not going to do anything. I have tons of monster negates. And he goes to go into Purgatrio to destroy all my monsters, but I had so much interaction for the turn. It's like, what are you going to do? And there's some weird trap card, which is cool. I guess he banishes it, but once again, I just have too many extenders in the deck for him to be doing like really anything. And the really cool thing, and I guess the real synergy comes in. I mean, that was pretty great, but Blackwing's going to be able to add this Fogblade back to my hand so I can use it, and also it helps me attack. But yeah, that would have been game anyways. And I'm going to show you a Mech Knight matchup. Mech Knights are always used like in meta or against meta. It's really popular, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that when you're able to achieve full combo, in this case I am, there's not much your opponent can be able to do. Even Mech Knights, which is like the definitive going second deck. But it's just when you have Barrier Statue, it's not like they can special summon the Mech Knights to your zones, even if you do have bad zone placement, you know. This combo, again, I still think is the best N1 board in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Again, it's hard to get there, especially through Disruption. But if you get it done, no Kaijus or anything like that, he is able to get over the Barrier Statue, which is decent enough. I try to go into, and I do summon it later, but the win one that negates, sometimes it doesn't let me. I think it's a glitch from the website, but I summoned it to the wrong zone. I keep it's just genius by me. So even after messing up all these times, like continually messing up, like first of all, I still have all this advantage, and he's really great. Zone placement obviously is fantastic. This guy managed the deck well, but I still have Zexal. It's like you still can activate card effects. And every turn, I'm just going to gain advantage, you know? It's crazy. So yeah, Mist Valley, that's what it is. Mist Valley, Apex, Avion. And it's just, he hasn't really been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! He's been playing around Zexal this entire time. I mean, he can add whatever he wants to his hand, but it's going to be game. And I would have summoned this back anyways. Raidraptors, They're a little more consistent now for sure. I mean, there's two new extenders in the deck, and obviously you have access to Rested Bardies as you've seen. So almost always, you either are going to Zexal your opponent or have 5 negates. It's a pretty good alternative. I mean, it doesn't work out perfectly that way if your opponent, especially if your opponent opens 2 hand traps. But what deck other than like Dragon Link can say that they can work through 2 hand traps handily? Although I guess I just showed you Cyber Dragon's doing that. But there aren't a lot of decks. Most of the time it's going to be pretty bad, even for ABCs. But that's going to do it for the second video today, guys. Let me know what you guys think about these new decks. And I'll be doing definitely a deck profile for Raidraptors when Phantom Rage comes out. I'm still tinkering with ABCs a little bit, but I'm getting really close, so I still haven't decided if I'm going to buy those either. So be on the lookout for that deck profile. But other than that, guys, that's going to do it for today, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night.